Greetings and welcome. How are we all feeling at the moment? Today's topic is on overthinking, and a lot of us are aware of what overthinking feels like. We create mountains out of molehills. It becomes intense because thinking affects emotion and you become emotional and overwhelmed, and overthinking is such a natural response for us when we have not made peace with the uncertain. Overthinking is natural for us if we are worried about something, if we are stressed about something, if we are anxious, because we want to know what all the possibilities are. Without ever being able to know what the possibilities are, we just create these possibilities in our minds. And overthinking is actually very destructive. It does not serve you in any way. It just makes problems. It causes you to become so emotional that you react instead of responding. And it has almost a direct influence on how you compose yourself, how you act, behave, how you respond. Overthinking is so bad for the psyche. It is so destructive because we want to create all these possibilities. We want to think in such deep detail that we're wasting our energy. We're wasting our focus. And most of all, we are wasting the present moment. And overthinking is so toxic. It just breaks you down and breaks you down and breaks you down. And it makes you develop all of these different types of problems that you didn't have before you started overthinking. And it's unfortunate that overthinking is a natural response for most of us, especially people who already struggle with their mental health, because we, again, are afraid of uncertainty. We, again, don't feel confident. We self-doubt. So we create all these different possible outcomes. But where's your focus? Remember that overthinking creates noise in the mind. It just takes up so much space, so much energy, and it absolutely destroys your inner peace. When you overthink, you pay attention to every thought in your mind about everything, and it builds up and it builds up and it builds up and it builds up, and then you become overstimulated. And then you become overwhelmed because you have all of these thoughts that are running 1,000,000 miles a second, but you can't manage them, but you can't regulate them. Remember, thoughts affect emotion directly. And if you're overthinking to a point where you become overwhelmed by just the prospect of anxiety or the prospect of feeling uncertain, then you're going to struggle with your mental health. And overthinking is heavily linked to anxiety and depression. Overthinking for anxiety is overthinking future outcomes, future scenarios, and overthinking in depression is thinking in a habitual way about your past, what happened, and it's very common in depression and anxiety to overthink. But unfortunately, overthinking just exacerbates anxiety and depression. It makes it worse because you are putting yourself in a place of self-destruction instead of self-reconstruction. It's important to note that where the focus goes, the energy flows. So if you are constantly focused on negative thoughts, you're constantly focused on your anxiety and your stress, that's where your energy will be. That's where your emotions will come from. That's where your thoughts will come from. That's where your beliefs will come from. The more we focus on something, the more we experience it and the more we feel it, because thought and emotion are directly linked. And worrying can be such a difficult thing for us because we feel okay if we're worrying, because we don't feel okay with not paying attention to what we're worrying about. It all has to do with that discomfort in uncertainty. But do you know what? Worrying only puts you through the situation twice. You're worrying now, you're feeling uncomfortable now, it's unpleasant now, but later it might be unpleasant again. There's no point in worrying about things that we can no longer or could never control. If you worry too much, you will overthink. And that's the primary emotion that comes with overthinking, is worrying. We worry too much, and that emotion affects our thinking. And there we go again, running 1,000,000 miles a second in our minds. And overthinking stops you from living in the moment, because when you're overthinking, you're either operating out of the past or you are operating out of future outcomes. And if you're overthinking, you're never living in the moment. You can't practice mindfulness. You can't be present. And to build relationships with other people and yourself, you have to be present. In order to put in consistency, you have to be present. And if you're constantly overthinking, then you'll never be present. You'll constantly be stuck in the past or worrying about the future. So it's very bad for your mental health, and it can be very difficult to stop. But when you do find yourself overthinking, distract yourself, talk to someone, do anything else but lie in your bed and overthink, because that's going to make it much, much worse. Remember, the more we reinforce things, the stronger they become. Remember, we can't predict the future and we can't erase the past. It's just one of those things. But what you think about now determines the meaning of your future and of your past. What you think about now will completely determine how you relate to your past and how you perceive the future to be. Remember, we are so accustomed to creating these fake scenarios, always expecting the worst. And that's the problem, is having expectations. Because when we expect the worst, then we don't see the good, we don't see the happiness. And we just put ourselves in this completely destructive, negative mindset. Because not only are we expecting the worst from others, but we are also expecting the worst from ourselves. When it comes to overthinking, cognitive regulation is very important. How you manage your thoughts, how you think, how you create your beliefs and your emotional and personal boundaries, how you create your personal truths. So it's important to manage those wild horses that are running 1,000,000 miles a second, sort of rein them in a bit and focus on making those emotions and their intensities just a little bit less erratic, a little bit less of a frequent emotional switch. And then last of all, Make peace with uncertainty, because it's one of those things about life. We don't have a crystal ball. We can't determine the future. So don't put yourself through the situation twice by worrying about it. Overthinking can destroy your experience in life. It can isolate you. It can make you depressed. It can make you anxious. And it will also affect the meaning you make, because you'll be constantly operating out of a place of negativity. Overthinking is self-destruction. Overthinking is self-sabotage. So focus more on things that bring you a bit more contentment, fulfillment, joy, and just redirect your focus. Distract yourself. Talk to someone. Don't sit there in your own thoughts and drown in your mind. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that stunning person. Stay strong wherever you're from. You are worthy.